Dostizanje 4 životnih ciljeva.
Okay. What that means in our language? Simple language. Your own language. Attaining the perfection, goals of 4 human goals. Or goals
Yeah. Dharma, Artha.
Yes, what that means? What that means? If you try to chant.
If we try to chant in this stage, we will have the economical development. It's Artha. Also Dharma, it's religious, or what we have to do, things like this.
Okay.
Artha means
What means Artha? Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Huh?
Artha means the economic development.
Right?
Kama means this different desires for enjoying things and
Material enjoying, yes.
Yeah, and moksha is liberation.
Liberation, right. So that means chanting what happens with these 4 things which you just mentioned?
They are like fulfilling.
Yeah, right. The need which comes from there is fulfilled.
Yes.
It's fulfilled. We don't strive anymore that because it's not thirsty for that things.
Yeah. We
As long as
it's like we detach from these all material things, and we are getting more attached to spiritual things.
Right.
We create this taste for spirituality.
Okay, what have?
259.
Sorry?
259 from Bhagavad.
Oh yeah, higher taste, yes. What else happens?
Poništenje grešnih reakcija, smo to rekli.
Removing the karma, simple reactions.
Pa duhovna blaženost, blaženstvo.
Bliss. Bliss.
Šta se
And
događa?
what is the first?
Vjera.
Faith. Faith is increased. Faith is increased. Maybe we can. I should send to them. Domen, do you hear us? Domen, are you hearing us?
Yes, I hear you. I hear you. Haribol.
Okay. Where are you? In Sankitan? Where are you? In Sankitan?
No, I'm at home.
Oh, you're at home. Wow.
Wow.
Nice to hear from you, Haribol.
Likewise.
Okay. 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 Yes, what else? Faith, karma is destroyed. Then what we say? The third one was what?
Da se dvignemo nad reakcijam Kali Juge.
Okay, Kali Yuga, influence Kali Yuga are removed. The fourth is?
Je pa, da zgubimo strah in pridobimo na miru.
So we become fearless and peace, inner peace. Fifth?
Potem pa, da smo zaščiteni od vpliva duhov in neponovljivih planetov.
Yeah, this is now the
Nepovoljnih planeta, pardon.
So the influence of malicious planets in our charts and the
This is 5.
influence of, yes, of other hostile living beings are removed. So if some ghost hunting are there or subtle things which attacks us or influence us, is removed. And then we said the 4 goals are fulfilled of human life automatically, and bliss, happiness which comes from it. Okay? And the only obstacle to achieve this is only, in quote unquote, is 10 offenses. But you mentioned the third level of chanting.
Shradam.
The third
Sudam.
Shuddhanam, right? Shuddhanam. What is the difference between these two? What means Namabhas in translation? What means Namabhas? Nama Abhas.
Chanting without offense.
That's our translation, but what is Sanskrit word? Nama, what means? Nama is
Name.
name, and Abhas. Heard this word, Abhas?
Yes.
Abhas means what? It's, what is that? This is the holy name, and what is there? What is there? This is the holy name. If this is the holy name, what is there?
Shadow.
Shadow. Abbas means shadow. Abbas chanting. So it is like when your sun is rising, right? Dawn, it's dawn when it's not sun, but it's already light. You know, it's already day. Day, sunlight is coming up, but the sun is not there. So this is like a dawn or shadow. It's there, but it's not there. You know, we can hint, but and there already the result are these 7. And in Shuddhanam, love is developed. Here is no love yet. It's more removal of the obstacles, and some kind of faith is increasing, which is also part of love, and bliss is also increasing, manifesting, because it's also comes through the shadow, Abbas chanting of the holy name, which means we are trying to avoid offenses, and then we discuss the 10 offenses. Can be, and the homework was how to do counteract, how to do kaj naredimo proti strup, kako se izogibamo 10 žalitvam smo imeli za prebrati. Were you able to read or how to?
Yeah, for the first offense, it's blaspheming devotees, which dedicated their lives.
Okay. What is the counteract?
It's to humbly apologize, to approach
Okay.
them and to beg
What kind of?
forgiveness.
What is the most usual activity for blaspheming devotees? What is the most common?
Criticism, I think.
It's criticizing. Criticizing.
Yeah.
And here in the page 66, if you have, this is a topic which is mentioned many places, but I will repeat it here. So fault finding is this mentality, fault finding. You know, we are bad, not that. So we focus on that. So they are, because there is also which is defined as constructive criticism. That you say something, but no, it's not right, but you say it. It's not you want to criticize. So it has 3 things must be avoided when something we define as a criticism, and one is constructive criticism. Fault finding and constructive criticism. You see in the page?
Yeah. False pride.
Exactly, pride. Fault finding includes that three pitfalls or mistakes. Pride,
Yes,
but
envy and frustration.
Envy and frustration, and they are defined. So the fault finding usually includes these 3 mistakes inside. And how we know when is which? On the right side we can read their values, which defines constructive criticism. You see?
Yes.
Can you follow? Not you know where I am? Page 6.
In this book.
Yes.
To je prvo. Okay.
66.
66. So this is we are discussing, debatiramo, kako se izogibati prve žalitve. To debatiramo, ne?
To piše.
To je 66 stran.
Vem, 66.
Ja. In tam imate 2 koloni, vidite? Leva je iskanje napak, desna je pa konstruktivna kritika. In med njima je bistvena razlika v teh 4 vrednotah, ki so tam na desni strani pod konstruktivno kritiko, vidite? There are 4
Caring attitude.
There are 4 things which defines constructive criticism. Can you read them out loudly? You see?
On the other page,
Oh, no, 66. Constructing the, what it means.
With the caring attitude.
Caring attitude, so we care for the person. This is one parameter. Then
Free from envy.
free from envy, which is a difficult one. We don't know when we are not and when we are free of envy. Okay, then third.
Meaning to benefit the person.
So it's for benefit of the person. Okay, and
keeping the good things about the person in mind.
yes, usually when we start to find faults or something what is wrong, we forget good things the person does. This is very common. So usually it's like that. That's feedback usually is done in sandwich. You heard about sandwich? Sandwich. How we give feedback to the person? You heard about this? Sandwich feedback, you know, no? You give positive, then you give place for improvement, and then again positive. You always, when you say something you want to correct, not correct. Feedback is the proper word. It's not correction, because only guru and authority correct, you know, father to the son, guru to the student, you don't, or some authority which you are out of duty doing. You know? So it's always, usually we just go like a domino effect, you know, we just, this is not wrong, this is wrong, and that, and that, and that, and that, and also that, and also that. And usually go in this loop and overcomes our consciousness. This is usually Kali Yuga syndrome. That's why in the next paragraph is emphasized the honeybee mentality. So we try to train our consciousness to try to find good things. So it's actually exercise. It's actually a skill which have to be trained. It's not usually because we are in Kali Yuga. We are Kali Yuga material. Usually we are our consciousness is not positively directed, is more focused on negativity or fault finding. We know that, and especially this modern, you know, technology which, you know, spreads fault finding like forest fire. And this is challenge, of course. This is all under the first offense, right? So we should be careful about this. There's this. There is this.
And the example of the mad elephant.
Yeah, mad elephant is another example. So this chanting is like, you know, mad elephant is a metaphor. Je prispodoba, sve prispodoba noriga slona. No? Usually, we don't have so much experience with mad elephant in our Europe, right? But it is said from also in the Shastra, in the back there, when the elephants goes mad, he destroys everything. We usually say in our language, if you when one once come to the shop with the ceramic glass, how is it? Rečemo stamvide?
Ja, da v bistvu.
Yeah, an elephant in a shop with ceramics, something like that.
Yeah. So it's similar. Everything is destroyed. So it's a heavy warning. We are not aware actually that how this is detrimental for our chanting. We cannot come to the now bas. We cannot come to this level of chanting with these 7 benefits which we discussed there. So we are not aware how this is, and we don't care. We do anyway. This is our misfortune that we are not aware how this is. Holy Name is so powerful. The blessing of Lord Chaitanya and Guru Parampara But if you're not attentive with this, especially how we deal with devotees, we can be here for many years, around 10, 20, 30 years, and we don't rise to the second level. Krishna Kaviraj Goswami says, you can chant the holy name for millions of years and come nowhere. If you are not, that's why this topic was last time more discussed, to be aware of it. In the first one is usually said, first and the last one usually said is the most important. First is this dealing with devotees, how we deal, especially those who are engaged in the mission, spreading the holy names. What is the first? In Slovenian, can you read in Slovenian?
Prva želitev je obrekovati bakte, ki so življenje posvetile oznanjanju Gospodovega svetega imena.
So those who are assisting the Guru Parampara, spreading the mission, we should not go in that direction. Even if we don't agree, we respect them from distance. I don't like you, but I will not go into it's too dangerous for our spiritual life. If we have spiritual ambition, now again, if you're not aware what we get, if you're not this insight, this is jackpot, this is so unique, so unique opportunity that we appreciate it, then we are careful because we appreciate the goal, what we have, right? But if we are not aware of it, no, I have to correct. No, we are not aware of the consequences. And that we should help each other to be aware, because it's so powerful process. But sometimes there is some things which are untouchable. What is here the principle? Because it hurts Krishna so much when one who tries to serve his mission, who surrenders his life, he's so dear to Krishna. When someone is going that direction, Krishna is displeased, and Krishna is displeased in the holy name. He also makes distance. You can be a hard worker, but if you're doing this mistake, we are losing. We are cutting the branch where we are sitting. This is a warning. So in that direction, we have to be very careful, very careful. And there is one expression which strikes me a lot when we are trying to be right. Vaishnavism and Bhakti Yoga is not about primarily to be right. It's not about that. The most important principle is how to attract Lord's mercy. Vašnavizem ne da imamo prav, to je resnica. To kiš ne zanima. Ampak kako pritegnemo njegovo milost? Kako pritegne Krišno milost? Milost Bhakti. To je naš primarni princip duhovnega napredka. This is the primary element of our spiritual advancement. That's why this serving attitude is so important. Gratitude, all these values are the framework of our spiritual advancement. Hvaležnost, služenje so tisti stebri, pa naše glavno dvigalo, da duhovno napredujemo. So pomembno. But we forget this before even we hear well. This is the problem. And Kali Yuga is merciless to destroy this principle. We have everything possible for very quick spiritual advancement, but we at the same time we miss it. That's a very unfortunate situation. We are fortunate but unfortunate. Smo najbolj srečni, ampak nesrečni, ker tega ne prepoznamo. Yes, beda. It's unfortunate. So that's the aim of education and the Association of Advanced Devotees, to pick up the essence. This is the essence. So many things, so many rules, so many, wow, we don't know that, no, we are not qualified. But if you, out of them, this is the, which always makes us to go further, forward. Mercy, how to attract Lord's mercy. We are mercy cases. We depend on the karuna shakti. We depend on blessings. We are not, our strength, our spiritual purities, and our determination is not the main. How to attract the mercy is the main. That's why it's very sensitive. And usually, why is that? Because we don't have subtle intelligence of devotional service. We have gross. We think we are intelligent, but if you miss it, if we are not aware that this is the main, although we may be very intelligent, very high position, but if we don't take this into account, we are lacking the subtle intelligence of devotional service. This is fine-tuning of our spiritual advancement. So this is B. Try to find. We try to be very careful with especially when we are in a responsible position. You know, everyone is responsible. It's so delicate, so sensitive. Sometimes, Hare Krishna, usually we have better to step back. It's a challenge. So we have to constantly remind ourselves, constantly. This is the main thing. So many things, but this is the main things. So we can move forward. In spite of all things, we move forward. We always will be aware. Always will we pick up ourselves if we have this mood. In the greatest crisis, Krishna will always be there for us, because if we have this focus. This first is very important to be aware of. And the last one, on the other end, is how we destroy our chanting. But there is also that how we should chant and the main thing is inattentiveness. So we are not attentive. And that is, of course, a big one, because we are surrounded with Rajas and Tamas. We are born in Rajas and Tamas, and we live Rajas and Tamas is constant distraction, constant. So we need many tools, many approaches to be aware of our attentiveness. And today is this topic. It's about this. So you probably read. That's why we didn't focus on the first offense most, because others are not. They are, of course, also important, but this is most subtle one, gross and subtle one. Okay, one not having the faith in the holy name, this is more philosophical understanding. Which once we hear, then is full respect to the Vedas. That usually is not such a big problem, because we are convinced, otherwise we wouldn't be here.
7 and 8 maybe it's...
Yeah, then okay, sometimes we don't believe that this is all true about the glories which we speak, like, the class before, right? It's not...
Oh, 7 is all this...
all making business with holy name.
Yeah.
This is also offensive mentality.
Ma prva je najbolj zahtevna.
Yes, that's why dealing with devotees is so delicate.
Če imaš še delo tako delo s paktami, kako to sploh jeti mimo tega? Jaz moram biti jezna, jaz moram povedati, jaz moram reči človeku, ali to, ne vem,
Yes,
akšaja,
this is
namera.
better. This is better. You must be, but at the same time, you should be very introspective. Why we do, how we do. I'm in position, then also have seniority. The most challenging is when we are, I have the same experience, maybe with you now. I came here like 20 years ago as a, Bhakti, and I was just given, thrown, okay, you have to take responsibility. A new Bhakti comes, and they have the devotees for her like 5, 10, it's like that, all, big authorities. How to deal, you're in a position, you're responsible, how to deal with this, the most natural is that the most senior is the most advanced, have the most high position. Then it's very simple, right? I'm the young, I just came, he's there for always, and it's not a problem. Or when our Guru is here. The Guru says me, I can accept, but then you also have position and responsibility from Guru Parampara. What to do? This is Beda system. How to deal, in the and you have responsibility that some things must be done. This really has to be blessed by the Lord. We have to be really very careful. And also one thing which is my experience, we have to be detached. We try, but if it doesn't happen as we expected, we have to be detached from that. We try our best with humility, with love, with not envious as much as possible, but we have to be detached. We should not go in the hard way.
Nice.
Serve and then detach, okay, and then try to with communication and the prayer and the own example. We have tried to and of course with support of the authorities, we have to try to function, balancing out. It's very difficult for one who is very in Pitta, who are very black and white. That's why this beta is so important. Is it like that and like that? Both things. We should be very flexible. Yes, like that and also like that. If you are like black and white, you have a very hard time to balance out, because you always must be done or you just neglect. No, we have to know it's not done. We will try another way. More. It's culture. It's more patience is required. Tolerance, patience, and all that we see today in the Japa workshop is all the elements which constitute our devotional service. Because we're not controller. We're not controller, but we have to be patient, tolerant, and try, and at the same time enthusiastic, right? With enthusiastic and patient. Even if it doesn't work, we are still enthusiastic. Usually like that. When it doesn't work, we are just losing. Doesn't work. No one listens to me. Always the same mistakes again and again. No boxes here again. It's a part of this. No. But it's. But at the same time, we should not be indifferent. Anyways, no one follows. No, this is tamaguna. Because attachment is rajaguna. I don't care. Tamas, let be here. There's another one. But the important is where this enthusiasm comes from. Must be some spiritual source. We can be enthusiastic for our fame and glory, right? One is very enthusiastic to be number one and to be like position. I want to be seen. I want to be,
That's right.
glorified. Whatever, subtle and gross. But that enthusiasm will fade out by time if things doesn't happen as we expected, or we don't receive what we expect from others. But spiritual enthusiasm will be there because our intention is to please the Lord and the devotees, right? In the way I recommended from Guru Parampara, right? That keeps, even everything doesn't work, intention is there. This is my humble attempt to please. That will keep enthusiasm always alive. Because we have this intention. Why I'm here? That's why we have. Why I'm here? Why I'm doing it? Why in this position? For my glory? For my position? Me, self, some kind of perverted. Maybe it's hidden because it is in our consciousness for billions of whole existence, but your world is there. So we help constantly to. That's why the shelter is also important. Yes, I know I don't have pure intention. Krishna, Panchatattva, Guru Maharaj, please purify this intention. Is there some sincerity? It's no sincerity there, but please give me that sincerity. You know, it's like always, we are always too short. And we have this, if we have this always shelter of the Lord, it's prayer. This is the conversation with the Lord, right? In the Holy Name. I know my impurities are there. I don't have good intention. I have selfish motive. It's there, but please remove it. You know, like that. Constantly taking, giving Krishna's credit and Krishna's, you can empower me. Because the highest perfection is that we become instrument of the Lord, right? As Arjuna became, no? That Krishna, please use me as you wish. In the way you want to be. I just want to be. I don't want to be, wow. No, just use me as you want. You put me here by inconceivable, I don't know why, you're making joke out of me, whatever. You put me, but use me in a way that's pleasing for you and the devotees. This is the mood of everyone who is doing service. If this is the mood in community, this is spiritual world. So simple, but usually we don't contemplate, we don't discuss, we're not aware of our subtle contamination, no? So that's why it's important. This is what makes, big difference. And everyone takes shelter like that, even if we are not pure, and we are not pure. Pure consciousness is a result because we are surrendering, we are giving ourselves to be used, right? By Guru Parampara and Panchatattva Srila Prabhupada. No? Even though and whatever we say, we are instrument, we are speaking. I don't speak. Krishna speaks because I give, shelter of him. That's why it's transcendental. Not because I read so much and that. This is not. It's not my thing. Then this becomes transparent, right? If you have this mood, but if you have so selfish, in continuation of the ego and the most, then something else is mixed in, and then the result is not there or proportional. So it's important that. And this is connected with the Holy Name is so important because it's so powerful method. If you have this relationship with the Holy Name like that, it's impossible things become possible. Unqualified person can act as an instrument. So that is our aspiration. That is our vision. How these things could work, can work, and will work. Now the question, with us or without us? If you're aware, you want to be, you want to be part of that story or pastime of Srila Prabhupada and Guru Parampara. Okay. Okay, let's try to, we have about an hour or something. So let's do a little about the Japa and the Holy Name. So there are a few things, maybe in the page 74, 71. I will share another one. Domen, does this make sense, what we're speaking about? You were able to hear?
I heard, yes, and it's logical. I hope.
I also hope it's logical. Thank you. Okay, any comment from your side regarding this? topic or regarding the offenses, how to counteract the influence of offenses.
Yeah,
And
we just gotta be mindful and conscious of everything we are doing. Like they say, we gotta be first conscious, and then we can become Krishna conscious. And
yeah, right. It's,
when we do things mindfully, then we can improve ourselves. Otherwise, we just pass by life.
yeah, this is interesting statement you mentioned. So Prabhupada many times mentions first to have to be conscious, and then Krishna conscious. What that means, with other words, what that means in translation, in what that means to be conscious.
To be focused, to make your mind friend, not your enemy, to try to.
Okay, it's one perspective. What is your understanding? Najprej moramo biti zavesti, da smo tem lahko zavesti Krishne.
Ja, moramo ponotraniti, razumeti, ponotraniti.
Okay, also to inner, how in English, to make it part of us.
Yeah.
Inner.
Myself.
Yeah, inner and outside is the same. Another perspective on the explanation is first to be conscious means to come to the Sattva Guna. Awareness means, mindfulness means Sattva Guna, right? So if you are Rajas and Tamas, that's why we cannot be Krishna conscious, because we are doing all this, how to say, offenses and neglectful and inattentiveness are all majority comes from Rajas and Tamas. We will discuss this in another occasion when we speak about how to rise to the Madhyama level. It's similar like this, but like now Abhasa, but there are some few more details on attentiveness. So sattvic lifestyle, sattva guna is creates that we are attentive, aware. We are aware what you're doing, where we are. You know, when such person comes to the location or room, the first things watch is those. If it's not in sattva guna, he will be disturbed. Something is lying there. Something is there. It's not in harmony. The place doesn't have a vibration of sattva guna, right? So it's first things. That's why usually Brahmana means sattva guna, right? It first cleans the place, makes in order, tries to create all conditions the sattva guna is maintained, because it's influence our consciousness. Well, that means if we are good with the tamas, that means we are it's harmonized with our consciousness. We are not disturbed with the tamas. We like tamas. Tamas is in our scales. Yeah, resonate. Also, that's a English word. So that's why rules are important for persons who are not. Who we are not in the sattva guna. Yes? Rules of sattva guna are needed. That's why four regulatory principles are there, because these are the gross rules which was discussed. Is also subtle principle behind, right? But that's why rules are there. There must be rules, must be written rules. Yeah, you have to clean. You have to make a broom. And
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna? Yeah. Hare what? Yes. Something went out. So page 71, please write down this difficulties or challenges you have in chanting. I will also write down, but I need a bigger box. It's too small. So many things. Okay. Can you share what we consider that is a difficulty in our chanting?
Yeah, I incommode sitting posture. Incommode. I'm not
Comfortable?
uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable. You have difficulty to sit
Yeah.
properly. Okay. In the lotus posture like that. Okay.
My back also hurts.
Oh.
Yeah. Sleepy.
Sleepy. Okay.
But this I didn't have. No, I have it. A rebellious mind.
Rebellious means rebellious. In your case, because for each one is different. Rebellious.
Well, tries to, I don't know, to jump from things to things.
Okay.
And I'm not hearing sometimes properly
The words.
The words. It's like I noticed that I have like 3 different types of chanting.
Okay. Okay. Which are?
Which are one, it's like in the beginning to try to focus, that it's not anymore, try to focus on beats because I was chanting and I forgot to turn the beats in the beginning and like this, more mechanically. Second is like I'm hearing what I'm chanting, I'm seeing like
Visualizing.
Yeah.
The form of the Lord.
Yes.
Hare Krishna. Krishna, you visualize Krishna.
Krishna, yeah.
Hare, also Krishna.
Yeah, Krishna.
You look in the Krishna, okay.
And the third one, which I would like to have more, but when I hear and I almost like
crying out.
Yeah.
Crying out. Like in
yeah, and
desperation or
yes.
eagerness.
Eagerness, not desperation, eagerness.
Eagerness.
When I miss missing.
Separation. Separation. Okay.
And this is not so often as would like to, but
That's encouragement, no? Not така?
Meni so se te pasti začele zdaj pojavljati, odkar sem v templju. Sem doma bila sama in zbrano mantrala zjutraj in to je bilo vedno v kosu. Odkar sem tukaj, teh kosov ni.
So not in one batch, okay?
In to me zelo že bremeni, tako da sem dogovorjena tudi z Gurudevom, da se slišiva. In potem pa še to beganje misli, ker sem tako peta v ta pač ta dela, ki jih pač upravljam, oziroma tehnična plat je tako močna tukaj v templju, da me odmika od tega, kljub temu, da jaz potem zmantram in potem je to zmantrano v 3 delih. Tako da to je zdaj meni velik izziv, sploh to razkosati 16 krogov, ki pa zame od 1. dne 2020 junija sem začela v kosu 16 krogov, tukaj pa vem, kako to rešiti, jaz v bistvu moram izginiti, jaz mene ne sme biti, da je do 8 in pika, mislim, drugačno bom zmogla.
So chanting in one piece is one challenge for her. Then thoughts.
I miss that.
Thoughts.
Yeah.
You also miss that.
In home in Romania, I was chanting before going to job, before it was all in one, you know.
All in one.
Yeah.
It's all one. Okay. Okay.
Čeprav seveda se to ni isto, dom in tempelj, seveda ni isto in tukaj se mi zdi, da še vedno lahko še zmeraj se da tako zreducirati čas ali pa dejansko res reči, ni me, nisem samo za Krišna.
Okay, we'll discuss the solution now. Just be careful also from Domen. Domen, you wrote down some challenges you have with your chanting?
Couldn't write them all down. There's so many. But I wrote some.
So many or nothing?
No, so many that I can't write them all.
Okay, read it down, okay.
Some I wrote. Mind always distracted, like thinking of other things and...
What a coincidence.
Okay, this distraction, man, okay? We don't hear you well. Can you put the phone closer?
Is this better?
Yeah, yes, a little better, yes.
Okay, another one I have is becoming too excited or too proud or something when there are a couple good rounds, and then you think, oh, now I got it. Then,
okay.
and, one other problem is progressively less attention. Like I noticed when I got to the last 4 rounds, there are usually the last 4 rounds are not as good as the other 12 usually.
Okay, in the beginning you're concentrated, and then at the end you're more relaxed.
Yeah, more or less. Another one is not waking up early enough to chant the 16 rounds before Mangala. That's also a problem I have.
You have problem. You don't chant rounds before Mangala 16 rounds. That's the problem, huh?
Not the whole 16 rounds.
Okay, that's good one. And what? You hear me?
Yes, I do.
We lost something. There is some. We hear you and then we don't hear you like this, like woo woo. Okay, anything else?
Yeah, not pronouncing the Maha Mantra properly.
Okay.
You start to, when you want to can suffer, and then you listen to yourself and some words are not.
Okay, okay. Okay, do we? Yeah, please read one more, and then we'll go to solutions.
Yeah, that's all I have.
Okay, okay, very good.
Maybe somebody has also.
Yes, so these are, of course, very, very famous one. Distraction means that we are, our mind is rajas, right? Usually they have two forms. One form is analysis, what happened. Oh, especially when there is some intense situation, with devotees, then it affects your emotions. Then this is samskara. This is like an imprint in your consciousness. So usually comes out in the chanting. That's why relationship with the Lord is so important. Because if this is there, then your mind is constantly, it's intention. So it's very sensitive, especially if person is sensitive. It's like there is no sense, then you're dull. So one is for analyzing what happens or some problem here, or you plan. You have to do that. This will then is planning. One is lamenting, one is hanker. This is lamenting is for the past, usually tamas, and planning is for the future, is rajas. Being now here, hearing is sattva. I'm hearing. It's that. That's why it's important that, especially when we are in the temple, that we try to organize our chanting really early in the morning. When the days unfold, this morning program should be sacred for us because it protects us. We do everything that is possible then, and whatever is after all is extra. That's why we here try to regulate our schedule. This is now meditation in the shade of Krishna. Please give me strength that I can organize myself in a way. It's different at home because home is no distraction. So-called different distractions.
Yeah, yesterday my mind also was disturbed about Srila Prabhupada's chanting too loud.
Yeah, many things. So many things.
Oh, really? Oh, I don't have this problem. Jaz sem recimo tudi to, da jaz se počas zbiram, rabim par krogov in potem mi je kasneje ravno kontra kot doma. Ne? V bistvu mi kar odpade vtis in se kar nekako kot veljak da.
Wow.
Sleeping from 8 o'clock.
And we wake up in 3 and start to 3:30. Oh my God.
I know.
Quiet.
Yes, so that's why it's important to try to find the rhythm which works for you.
Ja, ampak potem je fino, da greš ležati od 12 do 1 urico, sam paka.
Yeah, usually, we have to find our bed. We try balance between that we are not tired and we are attentive. So this usually this technique of power nap. power naps or snaps. 15 minutes
Dovolj.
when you're tired, not in the morning, but during the day. Just to,
Vsak.
yes,
Reset, samo
yes,
reset.
then you go to the paramatmas, go to space.
It's not sensitive like.
Yeah. Oh, if I have time for sleeping and
So this kind of tricks and techniques is almost necessary to.
we have next year again Japa retreat with Gurudeva Mahatma Prabhu here in Ljubljana. And
Yeah, that's right. The trees are very powerful.
yes.
And okay, one thing is that then of course, okay, sleepiness is one. Sitting posture also one, because you're not yogis. Because if you really sit properly, then you're not sleepy also, because the energy flows. But this is for us. We are not yogis. It's difficult. It can be done, but it's difficult. So you need something to be raised more up. What else is there? Also, we are absorbed with reading, in a lot of reading, then our mind goes to there. You know, if you're reading Krishna book, then this, you know, then when you Hare Krishna, you remember that, okay, Krishna, when there, you know, it's powerful.
Ampak tam povem še, je pa Gurudeva rekel, da je tudi fino, ker vem pa, da tukaj hodi en gospod, ki se ukvarja z dihanjem. In da to tudi zelo pomeni, ta drža pa dihanje.
Pranayama is really important, of course.
Ni toliko.
Yes.
Ja. Potem klestamo in potem s hitimi, kar Hare Krishna, kar požrem še zraven, golfam še s tem.
Yeah, that's why I mean, in yogic tradition, first you learn how to follow the rules of Satoguna first. Then you learn how to sit. Then you learn how to breathe. Then you can focus. Because with the techniques you pacify the mind. Then you can go, you know, controlling the senses, and then you go to focus. But this is we are not. Usually, for us, it's very demanding because we are not in Sattva-guna. That's why we try to, you know, follow Prabhupada rules. You know, before the Mangalarati, all this morning stuff is so important for the devotees to do. Because when you come at 10 o'clock, you know, everything is buzzing. You know, mind is acting. You have to act then. Then you do services, seva. You know, you have to you engage yourself. And Harinams are very powerful. Because also, Snapana means showers the subtle body. Harinams and just sit or just walk. It's very important. Make this cleaning shower. There are of course few techniques also. One important technique, or how to say, method to analyze our chanting is to regularly record yourself.
How?
Just once per week or once in 2 weeks, just record your chanting. And just analyze yourself. Oh, this is me.
Se je rekel. Pa po številčice se oceniti, biti realen, od 1 do 10, kje
So
imam
we are
mesto.
aware that first thing we see is pronunciation. We try that at least we count all the names. The first thing. And we had many retreats. So the one powerful technique is to hear first Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna. If you hear only the first Hare and the mantra, you are winners. And then another powerful technique, which we'll discuss maybe tomorrow also, is to be. We are not thinking, oh, I have to chant 16 rounds now. It's too big cake for the mind, you know, or 4 rounds. Or 4 rounds to go, 8 rounds, 2 hours more to. It doesn't work. Mind is too tricky.
Blokada, da.
Yes, but we have to chant. Okay, just to hear one name. Now, Hare Krishna, Hare. Now, always now, Hare Krishna. Only this one, not else, not a few more. Only this now. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Now. And this now comes attentiveness. This is very powerful. This is Buddhism Brahma's technique. And of course, because one name is enough, if you hear one name is enough to liberate us. One name.
Yes, it also comes.
It's not important to hear 1,728 names, but one name, if you hear, we are connected. So one with quality. So there are many areas. One is pronunciation, one is posture, one is attentiveness, and one is the mood. Which we will go tomorrow through this different. And the mood is, of course, very important. With gratitude, with humility, taking share. This mood which we discussed before, if he goes into this chanting, is the winning game. So this is yoga. Mind control means putting into that. That's why it's because when it's connected with other services, we develop other services, puts us in proper mood. Like Sankirtan, we have to be humble, right? If we are puffed up, we are smashed. So that's very helping when we're chanting with that. Okay, you bring that in the chanting. When you do service with other devotees, when you chant, when you serve other devotees, serving attitude also goes to the chanting. That's why it's said 22 hours is preparing for 2 hours chanting. It's not chanting but 22 hours what you do is preparing for that chanting. That's true, right? We prepare chanting now. That's why that's why it's important that all the things are is creating the story of chanting. No? If you do something, that will influence my chanting tomorrow, whatever you do. That's why it's important to be aware. So you go some difficult situation and that, and then of course we all bring in the chanting. Chanting is, her name is not there. So it's, and one statement which we read before is that 99% of the chanting, 99% of our spiritual advancement depends on chanting. So it's must be important. So I have to discuss constantly. We should constantly. Okay, I said recording each week or each 2 weeks. Then you try. Then you're aware. Okay, this hare is difficult for me, or that run is difficult for me. It's because. And breathing, of course, to find the proper breathing. Then don't stop in the middle. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I'm using counter additional chanting to count the first hare. Chanting, but the first hare I want to notice where is first hare. And we see when you chant and you have different numbers here. You see.
It happens.
Yes, always, all the time. So I'm not attentive. Yeah. No, when it usually is more, that means I'm not hearing. That's the proof.
Na kroglice in še?
I'm chanting here, and first hare I'm trying to count. First hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna.
I saw you that you are.
Yeah, I use that as a controlling to observe what is happening. It's not good. No, then it depends on the person.
Oh my God, it's too much.
Once this is for me because I'm more technical oriented and more square. One is more emotional, it's more like But I try to work on attentiveness. This is.
In kaj je vzročno potem, če ne štimajo enako število tukaj, ne?
When attentive is equal.
Okay.
But one thing we have to understand about attentiveness. According to the yoga principles, if you are attentive for 12 seconds, one is 4, 12, and 144. When you have this, and we have Ashtanga yoga, right? We have like a dharana, dhyana. First one is pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. The 4 stages of samadhi, of concentration. If you attend to 4 seconds, it's dharana. 4 seconds is dharana. 4 seconds is one mantra, right? If we are 12 is dhyana, and it is 144 seconds is samadhi. What that means? That means that we cannot be focused in even 4 seconds.
Oh my God.
I don't have to tell me.
I know, I'm speaking for myself, yeah. That's why it's and you hitting, and then opposite statement that even hitting one name is enough. So that's one name, 4 seconds, 12 seconds, 144 seconds. No, it's actually it should be doable, no? I mean, should. I think it should, because we cannot squeeze out the name, but Krishna reveals when we are Krishna reveals, because it's the person. Her name is the person, right? Krishna. It's not. We don't do with the sound. You don't play with the sound frequency. We play with the person. I mean, play. So that's why one of the priorities, must be work with the holy name. There should be collective endeavor. How is our chanting? How we improve our chanting? Discuss about chanting, workshops there, helping each other, And of course, this goes with the mood, because mood there is criticism and fault finding. Our chanting is joke, right? First, you're now apparat stage, and we can experience nothing. It's all joke. We cannot, cheat. So one is not a certain. Then we can say one is a certain attitude. Then we can say, okay, his chanting probably is proper. One is very like that. So we have to, but this is for ourselves first. We don't judge. He's chanting like that. Our problem is we have a problem first.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a few introduction. But tomorrow we continue with this. We can read also further. So one is the speed, one is the posture, one is what is the most common? You were in the retreat with Maharaj also probably give some examples.
Tell us, I didn't understand and no one told me why we have to do like this with the beats.
Many perspectives.
Each beat into fingers.
Yeah, one is that we engage the sense of touch. This is because it focuses the mind also. Okay, and if you're there, right? If you do it like that, you can put attention there. But this is one. Another is that we are hoping for the mercy of Tulsi Devi, because Tulsi Devi we are trying to, right? This is another perspective. Tulsi, no? So engaging the sense of touch and the Tulsi Devi. Remember, Haridas Thakur, he engaged that lady, she gave her Tulsi. That's why environment, the temple is so much easier to chant. Right? We chant at home, but other places, but when you come here, where many people are chanting, for new people it's powerful. But when you're used to that, we still have to go further. We can chant because I'm chanting, but we also have to work on chanting. But many of us are putting attention to chanting there. The atmosphere is more powerful. Even more powerful, right? Tulsi is there, Maharaj is there, Prabhupada is there, it's deities are there. So it's many favorable situations, which help us, chanting properly. But still we have to do our job, right? If you chant under somewhere else, even in the nature, maybe it's peaceful, but the most powerful is beside the Tulsi, because you get blessing of her, or the deity, or in the presence of spiritual master. This is Prabhupada Murti. This is cannot be better. You cannot be better. It's a holy place. Its chanting is many times, hundreds more powerful. But we have to do our. Even those who are chanting, sleeping, they have benefit because they are chanting, Even that is beneficial. Even you're distracted, then even though you're in the atmosphere, you're in the pool of the chanters, there is vibration, and it's purifying for you also. Even we are completely lost. So it's anyways, but of course, if you put attention, if you know what you're doing, you try to practice, then this is much more powerful.
Ja, dus bij Svinska is het zo de Sina Johannes, dat is gewoon te zoeken.
Ja.
Could be.
Ja, ik heb het doorheen.
So like that. So we have to be aware and put our awareness, attentiveness, prayer, chat, and all this. So tomorrow we'll go with this, and tomorrow we'll finish with this.
Do we have time for a short story?
Yes.
About my experience, my first chanting.
Okay, that sounds.
My Japa beings, and they told me, you keep it like this in the hand, and every beat is one mantra, and like this. And
This was when?
This is the
2018,
2018.
3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Yes, 18. And they said, okay, this is Japa, and now, okay, I'm starting to chant. First time I chanted with this finger, and they told me, you will find how to do it, okay? And it was Ekadashi, for Ekadashi. But in my mind, I knew that I have to be initiated to chant on the Japa. I was so happy when they told me, no. So yeah.
No need to be initiated.
No need to be initiated. You please chant. Okay. So I went home and I'm chanting. Well, I forget to move beats and a lot of things. And then I got to the main beat, and now I said, okay. Now let's go back. I turned and I said, I go one round like this and one back, and I said, now it's a round, okay. Because I didn't know what is one round. I said, no, it can be so easy. Only from this big beat to the other side. I said, no, it's too simple. No, it can't be like this. So I chanted and the next day, the morning program, they asked me, so how it was? Did you chant it? Yes, but it's difficult. And they said, but how much you chant? Well, like 4 hours or something like this and this. But how much did you chant it? Well, like 12 rounds in 4 hours. And they said, but how you chant it? Well, like this, one in this side and one in the other side. And they said, wow, you chanted
24 hours.
Yeah. Almost 25, like Prabhupada recommended for Ekadashi. Yeah.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, it cannot be so easy.
Yes. Yes, so this is few stories. Domen, would you like to share something with your chanting before we conclude? Domen, are you there? Unmute if you are maybe.
Oh, I was muted, sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't hear.
I mean, it's really true what you say, that it's much easier to chant in the temple. That's what I like to add on you can do.
Anywhere else for me it's just maybe 50%.
as good.
How was your first chanting on beats?
My first chanting on the beats was on Rudraksh beats.
Oh, Rudraksha, okay. You chanted Shiva's mantras or Hare Krishna mantra?
Both.
Both. 16,
Both.
16.
Yeah,
16.
They're not 16 of either, but some of them. Yeah, before I was just chanting without japa, laying down, just chanting. And then I told Mukunda in Maribor when we met, and he said, "Oh, you don't have a japa, how don't you have?" And I said, "Oh, I have Rudraksh." And he said, "Yeah, chant Maha Mantra on this." And I said, "No, I was told there's only one mantra, one this beats or whatever." And he said, "No problem. You just chant. And then I chanted on that
Just
Rudraksh.
chant and be happy.
Yeah.
Yes, chant, we have some. Okay, thank you for sharing these anecdotes. And when you chant?
Jaz sem pa začela 3. junija, ja, na rojstni dan, smo bili pri tej z rdečimi lasmi, kako je že ime ki pride tudi vsem z Primorske nekje. Ne vem, no, ko pride, se spominjate z dolgimi lasmi, taka poje, pleše, taka fajna. In smo imeli tam en retrit z Andrejem Pešcem, da Nanta Vidžajem prebujem. In potem mi je samo Nanta Vidžajem mi podaril Japo in špila je zjutraj začela mantrat v njih 3 okoli njega jezerca. In rekla, dajmo, zdaj pa sem rekla, koliko pa pravi 16, to je obvezno, to moraš vsak dan. Pa sem kar mantrala 16
Just start with 16 rounds in the first.
In je bilo res tudi, v
They didn't
bistvu,
allow me to chant like this. They said, no, because it's too much.
So I started in November to chant few rounds, and in 1st of January, 2nd of January, I had 16. I took it like, okay, let's see what happens tomorrow.
Okay, experiment.
So in 2 January 2019, 16, I think it was okay.
pa jokala sem zelo, ne vem zakaj, tako je bilo, tako res bilo.
Crying, also crying.
Emocije, to
You also
so
cry?
močne emocije. Res.
Oh, 16 rounds, right?
No.
Yeah, that happens. Yeah.
Ko sem prvič posvetila hrano, prvič, in sem pustila na krožniku, in to je res resnica, to sem mislim, da sem nora. In ko sem posvetila hrano, ko sem se obrnila preč in prvič sem imela v tarčak, se je žlica, ki sem imela na krožniku, se je slišala, kot da bi mi zaploskal. Yes! Krišna več. Sem operin, prvo operin.
That was for Saddam.
Da, tako, dajmo. Tako, biti spun.
Yes, this is chanting.
Wise.
This is that was probably the Namapas chanting. Because when you do like innocent and without, you don't criticize the words because you don't know them, it's so that's why that's so what that means when we are association of devotee is a blessing. But if we don't recognize that blessing, we see as an obstacle. We are, like that they are bothering us. But actually, this is Krishna showing us what we have to work on. Krishna expose. It's like a polishing the diamond. If this is troubling me, and this I'm disturbing that, so this is our anarthas, which we have to deal. Krishna makes us aware. You have attachment for this, you have control of that, for this, you have this, you're not peaceful, you're not patient. All these things are, Krishna is just showing in the association of devotees. It's there. That's why sometimes say, I better be alone. Oh, you're alone, but you're not polished. You still have all these and others there. You're there because you're not exposed. When you're exposed, then you have, okay, this is. And then that's the proper time to take shelter. Okay, I have this, so many things. Then we become humble. I'm not so advanced as I thought. My chanting is not so pure as I thought. I'm good in chanting.
No, I'm meditating a lot of these things because it's, in the end, it's working on ourselves, on these qualities, or But then it's also envious and this kind of things is also envious there.
Sure.
And
Yeah. So as a conclusion, mentality of B, right? Try to focus on good things and develop that, because then consciousness will deal with that. We do negativity, then this will be consciousness do. Then be grateful, try to be attentive, to take shelter. What we got, this unique opportunity, and then try to take advantage and do our best. Do our best. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yudhava Harinam Sankirtan Yagya ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakti ki jai. Domen, najlepša hvala. Thank you very much for your participation. Daj prideš, Domen. Daj prideš. Daj jutri. Jutri. Somedati, najlepša hvala za vašo udeležbo, pa vidimo se jutri. Krishna willing, Hare Krishna. Hvala lepa, Somedati, Domen, Hare Bol, Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.